Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another coffee rant with Dano and Frank, our Patriot Bald Eagle. So if you're like me and Jess, over the last 24 hours, actually the last week or so, we have had our eyes glued to the Weather Channel and some other YouTubers like Ryan Hall. I know a lot of our viewers watch Ryan Hall. I recommend it. This guy is amazing. He's got a team of meteorologists that are scattered throughout wherever the storm is. They do a lot of things to help people to raise money for different disaster funds and stuff like that. It's really good. Ryan Hall, his channel is called Ryan Hall, y'all, and he does a good job. I've been watching him a lot. I like how they explain things. How they don't just talk about what's going on over here, they talk about everything going on over there as well. Different things, tornadoes popping up from this Hurricane Helene, which is proving to be a lot more than what I think they were talking about originally. Now, they said this could be a massive hurricane. It looks like it's going to carry on through the states, though, and that's a little bit about what I want to talk about tonight, is how we should all be preparing for this path of heavy wind gusts. I know over the next couple days, we are going to be getting winds from this hurricane in Cincinnati, Ohio. Between 40 and 60 mile an hour wind gusts. Now, this has happened to us before, where we've had major hurricanes kind of barrel straight up through the United States, and then we kind of catch it off the Ohio River Valley as it pushes out east. Okay? Now, if you're in the path of I-75, one reason we got out early is because this storm seems like it is directly going up I-75. So, tomorrow morning, Atlanta is going to be seeing some of this. I would expect wide power outages. Make sure you're prepared. You have a little bit of time right now. If you're in Florida, it looks like Cedar Key, I think it is, Tallahassee, Panama. It looks like it could really be devastating with storm surge all around there. And the outer bands of this hurricane are enormous, and they are causing a lot of rain. It's looking like it's going to cause a lot of power outages, not just on the Florida coast of the Gulf Coast, but it's going to continue to rage its way up 75, and it looks like it's expanding a little bit even toward I-85. Which, to give you an idea how massive it is, I'm not sure how far apart those are between highways in Florida, but it's probably a good couple hundred miles apart, if not more. And it is looking like this storm is going to barrel off up toward Nashville. And then that is where it kind of comes back, starts pushing east. And then we're going to catch everything at the bottom. If you don't know, Cincinnati is right at the bottom, right over northern Kentucky. The Ohio River goes down here. We are right here somewhere. And all of that storm is going to be passing through here. Thank goodness we decided to leave early. I know I can't say that enough. But we are expecting a lot of the different wind gusts and stuff here as well. If you are anywhere in this direct line, I would recommend that you prepare now. Make sure that you're ready. Have coolers set up. Make sure you have your flashlights. That is what I have been doing all day. We've been stocking up on a couple little things. I did go to Kroger today. And as a quick thing here, not to spoil tomorrow morning's video, but Kroger has a lot of great deals going on, guys. A lot of great deals right now. Saw some canned goods that are on sale. Good time to have some different canned goods, things that you're not going to need electricity for if the power goes down for a while. I've been talking to some of our neighbors. Everybody remembers, it was a while back. It was about 7-8 years ago. There was a massive hurricane, kind of like this one. I can't remember which one it was. I don't know if it was Michael. It was one of them. It was one of the big ones that kind of did the same exact thing. We were out of power for 5 days. 5 days. And that's here in Cincinnati. And that was caused from a hurricane that is kind of doing the same exact thing that this Hurricane Helene is doing. So make sure you're prepared. It looks like Atlanta's going to get a big brunt of this as well. There's going to be crazy amounts of rain. There's going to be a lot higher winds in Atlanta than we're going to get up here. And it might be more sustained in Atlanta than it's going to be up here. We're going to get gusts of it. So it won't be 40 to 60 mile an hour, constant wind like in the hurricane itself, where it is right now, as of today is September 26, 2024. It looks like it's going to hit landfall here in a few hours, and it looks like it's going to move pretty quick. Now, that millibar number has been dropping, though, and it's another reason why I like watching Ryan Hall. The guy's amazing. If you haven't checked out his channel, big shout out to Ryan Hall. You are helping a lot of people. I flipped on his live channel earlier, and there was like 95,000 people watching, so he must be doing something right. And again, I like how they're pointing out all the different tornado warnings and stuff like that scattered out through Florida right now. You're not seeing that on the Weather Channel. The Weather Channel, you're seeing a guy standing out in the middle of the water with a guy shaking the camera. I pointed that out at Jess. I was a little disappointed. I was kind of disappointed in that. It's like, come on now. I could tell. I do filming for a living, and even if there's high winds, I'm not going to be shaking my... You could tell. You could visibly tell that they were kind of moving backwards and shaking the camera a little bit. You know, that's what they do, right? You know, if you ever seen some of the weathermen, I won't point out which ones they are, but you probably know, the guys holding on to the telephone pole and the wind blowing and everything. They found the right spot. And then you see the couple on the beach walking in the background, wondering what the guy is doing. Now, I don't want to discredit the Weather Channel too much. I do think it's a good thing what they're doing, and they're reaching a lot of people. They're able to reach a lot of people, at least explaining the direct areas of where the worst is going to be. That is what they do, but they're not showing all these other little things as well, like like I said, the tornadoes and stuff like that happening. Anyway, this video is a message to make sure you are prepared. Again, flashlights, canned goods, have these things ready. Even if you are as high up the states as here in Cincinnati, I think it's going to be pretty bad. I really do. Like I started to say at the beginning of this video, I've been digging things out. I've been making sure we got batteries. We got our jackery things to charge our phones. That's another thing. Make sure everything is charged that you need now and keep it charged. Try to use your phone as less as possible. The one nice thing about having a cell phone or a smartphone is that if your Wi-Fi, if your internet goes out, well, we still have satellite, right? So you can use your phone to check on different weather alerts, and everything else. Take a sip of coffee here. It is one thing coming back to Cincinnati here. The weather is like kind of dry, and it's like really been drying our throats out and everything, but nice to have some of the cooler weather. But, always good to have things ready. Always good to make sure that you have these things set out. Maybe get like a tote. Have a tote that you're not using. Start putting a few of those things in there. Have an extra blanket or something, even though the weather really hasn't been that chilly. It's always good to have, and if you're further south, and the power goes out, we were driving through Atlanta day before yesterday, and it was 95 degrees, right? So if your power goes out, your AC is not going to work. Hopefully you have a generator. Generators are a great thing to have. And some people can't have them. And you got to make sure you're ready. Have the coolers ready. Anything, make sure that if your power goes out and you have no way to store anything outside of your fridge, make sure you keep your freezer shut, right? Do not open it unless you absolutely have to, and then know what you're going into, know what you're grabbing right away, so you can open the freezer, take it out, and shut it, because you want to keep that cold air in there. A freezer will stay cold for quite a long time, maybe a day or two, if you keep that closed. Also, might not be a bad idea to go ahead and pick up some ice. This storm is going to really barrel through. It's looking like Saturday is going to be when we see it. Okay, but Friday morning, I don't think this is going to move as fast as they think it is, but I don't know. I'm not a meteorologist. It looks like, I guess Friday morning, it's looking like it's going to be in Atlanta. That seems like an awful long way to travel that fast. And if it is traveling that fast, it's going to cause a lot of damage very quickly. Right, so you could be really caught off guard. It's not something that is moving. Of course, if it's moving slower, that could be more dangerous because that's allowing this storm to keep building up and building up and building up. The faster it moves, really, the better it is. The only problem with that is that you have less time to prepare. So you want to make sure that you are prepared. We have viewers all over the states, all over the nation here. And I just wanted to throw this message out here. I know we have a lot of viewers in Atlanta and Florida, and all of Georgia, really. And, you know, even if you're in Kentucky, if you're in Tennessee, this storm is going right up the line, guys. It's going right up 75. Looks like it kind of bends out toward 85 near the end, near Nashville. I think it's going to hit like around I-65 up there, and then it's just going to sway underneath the Ohio River Valley, and it will start heading toward us. So I am not wasting time. Again, it is Thursday here in Cincinnati. Everything is ready. Got it all ready today. Even I went to Kroger very early this morning because I wanted to check out some of the different deals. I focused on a lot of different things. Lots of great sales. Lots of great sales. I'm not going to spoil a lot of stuff. Just make sure you tune in tomorrow morning at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Time. I was pleasantly surprised with Kroger and how they have really done a good job on some of these sales. So just wanted to give you a quick look. Say, you know, just get to Kroger if you have to, or your Kroger-owned store. The buy 5 or more deal is back, and there are some good deals. Lots of great digital coupons. So make sure you're doing those. Not really too much to talk about this other than I just want everybody to be safe. So we wanted to, you know, me and Jessica were kind of talking about this video for a minute. We're watching the weather. We have the Weather Channel on constantly. It's like a horror movie. I mean, it really is. It really is. You can't take your eyes off of it. At this point, it's like you really... Plus, you know, we want to see what you know, and we want everybody to be safe, number one, okay? But we're kind of watching to see, like, obviously we made the right decision to leave. But we're kind of the curiosity, right? The curiosity is like, well, where's this thing hitting? We want to see if they were correct. We want to see if all the patterns were correct for future references, right? It's kind of like, you know, I know technology and all that's much better, but things are like Boy That Cried Wolf these days. And yes, you don't want to take the chance, but if the same mistakes keep happening, right? The same mistakes keep happening with different weather channels or any kind of things like that, you lose faith. You lose faith, like, but everything that they have said over the last week or so has absolutely happened. It has gone exactly the way they said it was going to go. And that, you know, that made our decision. And you guys helped us make our decision. Family and friends helped make our decision. Ultimately, you know, we knew we were leaving. I think deep down, we knew we were gone. We were like, nope, we're taking out a couple days early here. We'll be all right. Get home. Glad we did, because this is going to be devastating for a lot of towns, a lot of cities. It is big. It is very big. And you just want to make sure you're ready. Make sure, again, I know I sound like a broken record here. Make sure everything is charged. Make sure your phones are charged. Make sure your batteries, if those are electrical, always have, or your flashlights, anything that has to be charged, make sure it's charged, and charge it right up until the point to where this storm starts to come, because those wind gusts are going to knock out a lot of power. They're going to knock out a lot of power lines and stuff like that. It's almost, you know, I don't guarantee these things. Like I said, I'm not a major weather guy here. I prepare myself for events like this, and I want to make sure that we pass along that message, right? Because right now you have time, at least from Georgia up. Okay, from Georgia up, you have time to prepare. Okay, you have time to get ready. Go to the store. Get there before the stores get flooded with people, because a lot of people are going to wait. They're going to wait. And then by the time the storm hits there and the power's out, then you're out of luck. And then you go to the store and they don't even have power. They can't even check you out. Hopefully, there's some stores that, you know, do that old-fashioned thing and write things down, right? Get some cash. Get some cash if you can, right? Because if power goes out, ATMs are going to be out as well, right? Get some cash out. Make sure that you have that. And just, if you're in the path of this thing, no matter where you are, I don't care if it's the Florida coast or north of the states, the way we drive, we go, it's going right up 75. Georgia, Tennessee, edge of Kentucky, swoops down. It's going to hit here in Cincinnati. It's crazy that it's going this far, but, you know, this has happened before. So we've been thinking about this, right? We knew that this is a possibility, right? And it may not, and I hope it doesn't, but if it does, we want to make sure we're ready. I have big, huge coolers. Gonna make sure that if we need to keep things cold or whatever for a few days, that we're able to do that. And it's good to prepare for these things anyway. And if well, we always talk about preparing a little bit in the future. That way, when these events do happen, you're ready. Guys, just wanted to bring this quick message to you guys. Make sure you stay safe. Keep an eye on the different weather patterns and stuff like that. But if you're in that direct line that we talked about, just make sure that you get to the store now before tomorrow, because this storm is moving fast. If you're anywhere near Atlanta, northern Georgia, Tennessee, even up here, I would get to this. The word is getting out. Word is getting out now. Make sure that you are prepared so that you're not sitting in the dark. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Have a great night.